it was complete chaos that morning.
Every route I went on, county roads, state roads, everything was blocked.
All the employees are blocked off and can't come to work.
Our communication was gone.
I just started cutting the first thing I see.
They're just going. They're going on instinct.
There's an actual legitimate reason why you do not need to drive around these barricades.
Overwhelming at times, but you just got to focus on the main goal.
I've never been in the air in a helicopter in my life.
We pushed nearly a month of some long hours.
Seeing what we were able to accomplish in a short time frame, it's just amazing.
Hey everyone, I'm sure you've seen the forecast. Hurricane Helene forecast to impact our area.
And they did a great job of getting us prepared. They told us that the impacts would go well into Georgia, but the mindset was it was going to be central to the western side of Georgia.
I figured we would get some wind and a good bit of rain like we have before, but nothing like District 2 received.
In the hours before sunrise on September 27th, Helene tracked further east than initially anticipated, bringing wind gusts up to 100 miles per hour to east central Georgia.
And I just could feel the roof. All the power went off in my building. So I said, am I going to be able to help the general public, or am I fixing to need help?
It sounded like a freight train coming through. I thought a tornado come through the house.
I just remember hearing it, and I looked outside, and it looks like the trees were almost touching the ground. And I was like, this ain't good. I was like, this isn't good.
As the storm moved out of the area, the sun came up, shining light on a wildly different landscape.
It was like a horror movie. It was something that I've never seen in my life. And those many trees that are healthy, fluent, trees just ripped from the vine. It was eye-opening.
Driving to work was like navigating a maze with no way out, just dead end after dead end.
Got out and started trying to get toward Augusta. Every route I went on, county roads, state roads, everything was blocked.
There were trees blocking every part of my neighborhood. I would probably ride half a mile tops in one direction, then there would be a big tree blocking.
How many DOT people weren't going to be able to make it because their homes were impacted or their vehicles were impacted? How many facilities may have been impacted? Do I have things staged at places that may have had trees fall on them where we didn't think we were going to get that kind of stuff? So all that's running through my head of what are our capabilities going to be? And the questions are going, but I have no way of generating answers.
It became very difficult for anyone to communicate. Managers couldn't talk to crews, but everyone knows in situations like this, the interstates are the top priority.
At the beginning, I was by myself, so as soon as I broke free, I went straight to I-20. And I was like, I just started cutting the first thing I see.
Our objective now is go to the interstate. Let's clear the interstate.
Without any kind of communication, they're just going. They're going on instinct.
As workers started clearing the interstates, district leadership was still in the dark about just how bad Helene impacted us.
It wasn't from a lack of trying. The towers were not working.
There was a lot of having to, basically have runners. Hey, meet up, go find out what's going on with that part of the crew, and bring me that information, and then them trying to bring that back in.
By afternoon, the picture started getting a little clearer.
I-16 was just severely impacted with trees down. Just trying to get a hole punch through to begin with was difficult enough.
Our main concern was I-20. We started pretty much at the Warren County line and worked our way all the way to Augusta.
Georgia State Patrol came and helped us. We had to hold traffic back for a good amount of time, really cause some traffic jams, but we were able to get all lanes open in both directions. Now it's just to the white line and the yellow line, but we're able to get it open by the end of the day.
Which the first day it ended up being working till probably midnight that first night.
The debris, just one piece of a very large and complicated puzzle. We're seeing a lot of drivers just blowing straight through the stoplight. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to treat it as a stop sign in all directions. But just don't do what that car did.
You're trying to follow the right traffic pattern because the light's out. Everyone's supposed to take turns. And of course, everyone doesn't do that.
We took one county at a time, assessed the damage, wrote up what we needed to do, what we could do at the time, and just move forward. A lot of these errors we can't even get to because of the damage.
Now let's get to the state route. Let's get it's safe, and now you dealing with debris and power lines, so you still have a fear.
On that Saturday, as crews continued clearing debris, the picture was about to become a whole lot clearer for leadership.
I walked in the door, that morning, and Corbett told me, don't unpack my computer. So you're going in the helicopter ride with Michael. You and Michael going with GSP. Now, I've never been in the air in a helicopter in my life. I was kind of nervous, We basically flew the route at each route. So wasn't just flying over them. We were riding them 300 feet up in the air.
They got a good look. That was probably the biggest and best thing that happened for us to get information collected district-wide on what was going on. They spent most of the day in the helicopter.
We were able to see what the crews had done. We had a better idea of where crews were, and we put a plan together on what crews needed to go where the next day.
By now, the crews have spent 2 full days clearing debris, but there's still just so much out there. Several routes still not passable, still many long days ahead.
It's tiring, but I mean, that's the job that the department asked to be done for the citizens of Georgia. So that, I mean, you suck it up and do what you got to do.
We just worked together. It was a team. It was time to be a team. It was time to not say your county, my county. It was all one GDOT unit, and that's what we focus on.
When all hands were in, it's easier to work because you see everyone's doing their best, and that helps motivate the next man.
We work the state routes, we a little bit at a time, but you can kind of see it clearing.
By the end of the 3rd day, nearly all routes became passable. On Monday morning, Governor Brian Kemp and other leaders, including Georgia DOT Commissioner Russell McMurray, visited Augusta.
We are mostly passable now unless there is power lines still. So that's an amazing feat just to get, a path that you can get through because there's so much damage.
Hey everyone, we have a few spots in our district where we have signs like this. They say, road closed to through traffic. We're not just putting those signs up to mess with you. There's an actual legitimate reason why you do not need to drive around these barricades.
We had roads closed, 2 weeks after the storm, either because of power lines being wrapped up or because the road had washed away because of some type of drainage failure.
With all the maintenance staff busy, Georgia DOT entered an emergency contract with a contractor to repair State Route 296 in Jefferson County. Just because most routes were passable, that didn't mean the long days were over for crews. Honestly, things were just getting started. They pushed debris away from the shoulders and repaired signs across the district, working from sunrise to sunset every day.
You go home, you don't have any lights, you don't have any running water. You're tired. You're like, I would really like a shower, but you can't do it at the moment.
They're out there busting their butt every day for the public and going home basically to nothing. And they did it day after day after day.
We continue to see widespread power outages across the city of Augusta, and I need to remind you guys again, with most signals still not working because of power loss, crews created and put up temporary stop signs so drivers would get the message that you need to stop at a non-operational signal. Now, the focus turned to repairing those signals, so when the power comes back, those signals will start working again.
Signals in the Augusta area are taken care of by both Columbia County and Richmond County. And so our signal crews pretty much focused on all the other signals around the district.
Augusta became the focus. We had everything else pretty much handled.
Crews from 4 other districts and a contractor helped repair signals in Augusta, where hundreds of signal heads needed to be repaired.
It was a lot, and it was overwhelming at times, but you just got to focus on the main goal, set a plan in motion and move forward.
All these boxes you see, our District 2 signal shop has gone through them in just 2 days. Signal production greatly increased after the district survey crew learned how to build them.
Once you build 1 or 2 and kind of got the hang of it, it seemed to go pretty smooth for them.
It allowed our signal folks to get more of those experienced people in the field instead of building signal heads.
Because of this major effort, crews finished repairing all signal heads in 10 days.
I never dreamed we could get that much done in that short amount of time.
To be honest, it seems like the days just start running together. It just seemed like it was routine now.
We pushed nearly a month of some long hours. And so then you start worrying about your people and the mental strain and the physical strain of working in those kind of conditions for that long, knowing that they still got their problems at home, right? They still got their own yards to try to clean up.
At first, off days didn't feel much like off days, but after a couple weeks, things started calming down. Power started coming back to the area, but the task still wasn't done. Debris removal continued for several months after the storm, and then in January, not just one, but 2 winter storms hit the area. No matter what, district maintenance crews rose to the occasion every time.
I mean, without them, we couldn't have responded the way we did. No possible way, right? So it gives you a good sense of pride of what they were able to accomplish.
GDOT is already preparing for the next storm. Starlinks will help improve communication, and tree removal is underway on I-16, increasing the chances of keeping that route passable in the future.
Always be ready for that thing that's not going to happen. They're going to say it's going to happen one way. You got to be prepared mentally that more than likely there's going to be a change.
Hurricane Helene changed, bringing impacts to this area that we'll never forget. But we also won't forget everything that happened in the days and weeks after the storm.
Seeing what we were able to accomplish in a short time frame, it's just amazing.